This is hilarious. These medical assignments are really funny. Did the new chief and the ex-chief come up with these together?
Steve is running the ER trauma unit, as you know, during his suspension, and it's my new responsibility.
You know, the first time, Robin, it was mildly amusing that you gave me some bush league procedure that an intern could do on their first day. But the fourth time, this little prank's getting a little old.
It's not a prank.
So you're saying there's nothing in this hospital that is deserving of my time and expertise?
I'm saying that as acting chief of staff, that is my call, not yours.
I know how difficult it is for you to face the truth about Elizabeth. Your childhood sweetheart, the mother of your children.
I can admit when Elizabeth is wrong, but she did not try to kill you.
No, to her, I'm just an obstacle. All along, she's been lying and manipulating to try to hold on to you.
You're still recovering from surgery, and you're still reeling from the fact that all of this has happened. It's this terrible mistake.
No, it wasn't a mistake. Elizabeth found the perfect opportunity to get me out of the way, and she took it. She deliberately gave me the wrong medication.
Siobahn, you have every right to be angry. You almost died. But this is not Elizabeth's fault.
Who are you and what have you done with the mother of my child?
Come on, you know once we walk through those doors, it's all business.
Oh, did you go back out and come back in as chief because you've only had the job for 2 hours?
As acting chief of staff, it is my responsibility to run this hospital efficiently.
Well, this hospital pays me a boatload of money because I am a world-class surgeon, not to put too fine of a point on it.
That's great. I'm only making some adjustments.
You're overreacting. That's not an adjustment.
Look at this chart and put a team together.
As top administrator, you should be maximizing your staff.
I put a lot of thought into the surgical rotation. Do not take it personally.
Robin, you have me removing nasal polyps.
Look, Steve did an excellent job as being chief of staff, but there is also room for improvements, and now is my chance to implement them.
Okay, let me ask a question. How is it improving the hospital when you have the best surgeon doing some hokey situation like this?
Well, I'm glad you asked, because the other two surgeons, Matt and Marucci, they also need a chance to be challenged and therefore improve.
Okay, if you had a Ferrari, would you let a guy work under the hood that didn't know how to change the oil?
So not the same
It's
thing.
pretty much the same thing.
These are highly qualified
It's just a
surgeons.
suggestion, acting chief of staff.
Just a suggestion, you are one member of a team. The days of you hogging all the best cases are over. I'm spreading the love.
I'm the reason that you got hurt. If you need to be angry with someone, then be angry with me.
How many times have I told you to stop blaming yourself? I
I'm
don't.
the one who set the fire. I set this whole thing into motion, and you could have died.
Well, and it would have been an accident.
That's
Something
exactly,
that you never...
That's exactly what this was with Elizabeth. It was an accident.
Elizabeth knew exactly what she was doing.
Siobahn, the only reason that she was in the OR that night was because of the lockdown. Elizabeth had no idea that you were the patient.
Well, and when the opportunity presented itself, she grabbed it with both hands.
No. She may be guilty of coming back to work too soon after Jake died, but I refuse to believe that she would do anything.
You refuse to believe. It breaks my heart how you just continue to defend her like clockwork. And it just confirms to me what you've been telling me all along about how messed up your relationship is. And that you've never been able to get past seeing Elizabeth as this innocent victim that you had to rescue as a teenager, a role that she's all too willing to play.
Our relationship became dysfunctional. You're right. And Elizabeth and I have no business being together. Come on, Siobahn, listen to me. She did not try to kill you. I'm just trying to resolve this so that no one gets hurt any worse by events I set in motion. So what's it going to take? What's it going to take for you to drop the malpractice suit?
If you thought that I was only going to keep Steve's seat warm and maintain the status quo while he's on suspension,
Wow, did you
you're
just
mistaken.
say status quo isn't saving lives status quo? You better not let the board hear that. And just to let you know, I have a proven track record.
You didn't always have that record.
No, but I didn't get it by getting freebies and handouts.
This is not a freebie or a handout. This is an opportunity for the other surgeons to have more challenging cases.
You just said that the patient deserves the best care possible. That is me.
Okay, what if you have too many cases or you're not here and a really difficult one comes up?
Then those other cutters get their opportunity then.
An opportunity that only comes around when you're on a, NASCAR weekend. I want to improve quality patient care by raising the bar by giving those surgeons more opportunities.
Robin, that plan sounds great on paper, but in the real world where there's lives on the line, that's not going to happen. I am better, I am faster, which means the patient gets better care.
Are you sure you're fighting for the patients?
How dare you say that?
I mean, you know, you do have a big ego. Maybe you're afraid Matt and Marucci are going to show you up.
I'm not afraid of competition.
Good. You're going to get it. You're...
Elizabeth, I didn't expect to see you here.
Why? Because I'm on suspension?
Well, it's probably better if you keep some distance.
Yeah, that seems to be the general feeling around here. Never know what sort of dysfunctional disaster I might cause this time.
I don't want to fight with you.
Well, then maybe we shouldn't talk, because I'm really not in the mood for any of your well-meaning advice.
That's how you used to get when you fought with your mom. Bratty and snappish. It's a way to cover when you're hurt.
Or maybe it's just me.
Maybe, sometimes. You know what? I'd coax it out of you with an ice cream cone if I didn't have to get back to the ER in 10 minutes.
Don't worry about it. I'll be fine.
I won't. I'll worry about it until you tell me.
All right. I was eavesdropping on Lucky and Siobahn, and I overheard him telling her that Lucky and I are dysfunctional and that we should never be together.
I'm sorry.
And I know, I mean, I know that I've heard him say it. It just hurts to hear him tell her. Aren't you sorry you asked?
No, I'm not sorry. I love you. I support you. But you're not doing yourself any favors hanging around here eavesdropping on Lucky. Go home. Breathe. Make yourself an ice cream cone.
Well, maybe I'll listen to the last part of that advice. Hey!
Hi.
What's all this?
Toys. And Emma has pretty much outgrown them, so it's everything except the sparkly ballerina stuff, which I don't think Ada would enjoy.
Thank you. That's awfully thoughtful.
That's really more a matter of self-preservation. It is incredible to me how much one child can accumulate. I mean, it was practically taking over our house.
Oh, believe me, I know it. So what are you doing bringing this all over now? I mean, shouldn't you be in a lab hunched over a petri dish or something?
Well, as of this morning, I'm no longer working in the lab.
It's because Siobahn is suing the hospital.
Okay, well, you know, as you know, they suspended Steve.
Right.
But he suggested that I be the acting chief of staff.
You? Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it like that.
It's okay. It's okay. It was Patrick's reaction, too. I guess you should get used to it.
Wow, I didn't realize it was something that you'd be up to doing.
Well, I was practically given the job.
Good for you.
I hope so. And I hope it will be good for the hospital. I've already ruffled a few feathers.
Any feathers in particular?
Our prize peacock. He will no longer have his pick of surgeries. You know, I think it's important to shake things up a little bit.
Wow, I wish I could be there to see all that.
Well, it is a long way from saying you're going to file a lawsuit and actually going through with it. I mean, no one believes for 1 second that you gave Siobahn the wrong meds. I have every faith that things will work out for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I appreciate you all coming to my defense. Lucky is talking to Siobahn as we speak. He's letting her know that I have said my fair share of lies, but I draw the line when it comes to killing his wife.
That can't be easy for a lot of reasons.
I really just wish I could be one of those selfless people that says I'm okay with Lucky and I going our separate ways and that I just want him to be happy, which, you know, I really do. But the truth is, I just want him to really be happy with me.
It was my idea. Hey, man. Listen, I talked to Siobahn, and she decided to drop the malpractice suit.
Wow, that's that's welcome news. Thank you very much. Let me just say that we're all sorry about what happened to Siobahn. Mistakes were made, not only Elizabeth in the OR, everybody on staff. She wasn't ready to go back to work, and we covered for her.
Now, I understand why Elizabeth wanted to keep working. You know, losing Jake tore a hole in the middle of our lives, and you just try to hang on to anything you can, get through the day.
Well, it sounds like your relationship with Siobahn is important to her. The fact that she would understand that. Obviously, your marriage means a lot to her.
So it would seem.
Yeah, well, I guess with the lawsuit dropped, we can all try and move on, right?
Yeah, it sounds good, doesn't it? It's nice to say that. You know, the thing is, Patrick, when you lose a kid, there's no moving on. Jake's gone. It's just the way it is. And now my father took off. Brother's gone. Elizabeth, I don't even know.
You know, Lucky, you have a son to raise now. All those milestones. His first word, his first step. You know, I talked to Nicholas a few times about parenthood, and it was pretty easy to see how dedicated he was. I'm sure it must have been difficult to hear that Aiden wasn't his.
Yeah, that's an understatement. You know, he could have fought to hold on to him, but in the end, he decided to do what was best for Aiden.
Well, kind of sounds like that's what Siobhan's doing. Now you and Elizabeth can raise your boy without that lawsuit hanging over your head.
Okay, you're gonna be a good friend and pretend that you didn't hear any of that.
I am happy that you admitted you still love Lucky.
He's married.
It was a green card wedding. He married her to keep her in the country.
I think he really likes her.
Well, Lucky is a good guy. I mean, if he makes a commitment. But if she follows through with this malpractice suit, she will be on the next boat to Ireland. Trust me.
Okay, it's like you said, it's no secret that I will always love him. And now he's Aiden's father, and it just so happened that his wife showed up on the operating table, and that I'm assisting in the surgery. Is it really that big of a leap to imagine that I could have...
Is it that big of a leap that you, drank the same water as Lisa Niles, and now all of a sudden you're a crazy ex trying to kill his wife? Yes, that is a huge leap. That is Grand Canyon-esque, okay? You're making it sound reasonable that this woman is suing you.
I'm just acknowledging that I was at fault and that it was a terrible, terrible mistake.
Made all the more complicated because of Lucky. And if Siobhan loves him, which I guess she does, she's probably jealous of you. She sees exactly what everyone sees, that you will always love Lucky and he will always love you.
Hey.
So, Siobhan decided to drop the lawsuit.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I'm so used to getting bad news, I don't believe it.
It's true.
Please come in.
Thanks.
Thank you, thank you for telling me in person. I know how angry Siobhan was. I know what an uncomfortable position this put you all in. I mean, what it must have taken to convince her, I can't imagine.
Well, nothing good was going to come from her suing you. I mean, a lot of people could get hurt, and it was just a matter of helping Siobhan see that, I guess.
I'm so grateful. And not just for me, but for the entire hospital. Now they don't have to pay for my mess up.
Now you can beat yourself up about it, or you can learn from it. I mean, that's what you're always telling me, right?
Well, and I guess before I put any more patients in danger, or you burn down any more houses, maybe we should just take a moment and really heal from Jake's loss.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still trying to wrap my head around the fact that Aiden's my son. You know, this person that we made together.
It's a miracle, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Listen, Elizabeth, the fact that Aiden's my son, it doesn't change everything that went wrong with us. I mean, we can't just ignore that.
I know. I mean, you're married.
Right.
You're married.
It seemed like the right thing to do. I mean, I didn't want her to leave the country, you know?
Yeah.
And, man, I mean, Siobhan's been through a lot. Moving here and the fire. Oh. When she woke up from surgery, I promised her that I wanted to be there for her.